What's going on, YouTube? So I mentioned that the month of February we would be finishing off the Kanto Starters. And well, Pikachu's technically a Kanto starter, since it's your starter in yellow version. Anyway, this Pokemon isn't gonna write you a love song, that's for sure. If we take a look at Raichu's stats, they're not bad overall. 90 attack, 90 special, and 100 speed are nice. Its HP and defense are lacking. However, where Raichu's literally going to struggle is with its moveset. We start with Thunder Shock, Growl, and Thunder Wave. And considering that we can't hurt Brock's rock Pokemon, who are also part ground type with our attacks, this is going to be a pain. And if we look at what we could learn if it was transferred from Gen 2, we could get Dizzy Punch, Headbutt, that's nice, Pedal Dance is an event move. I mean, you could even get a Raichu with Surf if you evolved your Surfing Pikachu. But let's get into the slog of this run. We've got a ways to go before Brock. We're going to be fighting every bug catcher in Viridian Forest. We need all the money and experience we can get. After we fight every trainer, we're also going to fight the majority of wild Pokemon we see. Once we get to Pewter, we're going to spend all of our money on potions, and I mean every last dollar. Because now we need to go back to Viridian Forest and fight every random Pokemon once again, but first we need to waste all of our Thunder Shock PP, then find a Metapod or Kakuna and waste all of our Thunder Waves and Growls, and then we can start the real struggle, which is struggle training. And this is why we have the potions, because struggle deals recoil damage. And those potions are going to make it to where we have to take less and less trips to the Pokemon Center. I'm going to attempt the Junior Light Years trainer because, well, our attacks can't hurt any of his Pokemon, and we're level 11 now, so let's see how we do. Struggle does about half to Diglett, Scratch does 5 HP, and another Struggle knocks it out, but we've got essentially half our HP for Sandshrew. Struggle is doing about a quarter with a critical hit. It misses Sand Attack, which is nice, and we crit there. But with Scratch there, we're not going to have enough HP to withstand the struggle, and yeah, it knocks us out. So maybe we can get by this Junior Trainer with some better luck. So I try again right away. Struggle, and we crit Diglett, knock it out. Awesome. Sandshrew comes back out. Struggle, that's doing half with the critical hit. Scratch is fine. Struggle, alright. Sand Attack, don't want to see that. Can we please hit? Yes, we do. And okay, so that's a big chunk of experience right there and some more money. So we're going to fast forward to an hour of in-game time. And we're going to take a look at Raichu's stats. So we're at level 13. And the runs that I've seen on YouTube for a Raichu only run have all been played in yellow. And they all attempt Brock at level 18, and they're pretty consistent at level 18, so that's what I'm going to try. I have 2 Growls for Geodude, just to make sure its tackle isn't doing too much damage to me when I start struggling against it. And I mean literally struggling, because that's what I'm going to have to use for Brock's Pokemon. I almost feel like this is an Abra run, even though the Pokemon I'm using is, like, a lot better than Abra. And we're able to consistently get by Geodude, but the big problem is Onix. By the time we get to Onix, we usually have about half of our HP, and if it uses Bide enough times, you're done. But I mean, it's not just Bide. It can also use multiple Screeches and then hit you with Tackle, which will do big damage, because, you know, Raichu's 55 base defense, it's not going to be able to stand up to that. And I think we're starting to see the difference between red and blue and yellow in some of these battles now. Brock's Pokemon being 2 levels lower make a huge difference. Even though Geodude knows, you know, only Tackle in yellow, and Onix has Bind as an additional move, those 2 levels lower make a huge difference. And Onix finally is going to knock us out in this battle. And I tried a few times at level 18, and yeah, I had no luck. So, of course, I'm gonna try again at level 19. And I still had no luck. I kept some additional Growls for Geodude just to lower the damage that Tackle would do. And it's the same story from the first battle. We're able to get by Geodude consistently. But the problem is Onix, and just not having enough HP for it. And I tried this battle at level 19, level 20, even level 21, and I kept trying over and over again. And I just kept losing, and I thought to myself, like, man, the time clock is really piling up on this one. Raichu's not able to get by Brock. What the heck is our Brock split gonna be? Because I can tell you at this point in the run already, we've already surpassed Sneasel's Brock split, which was god-awful. And that run just sucked, not learning Metal Claw until level 22. I mean, I feel like even Pikachu would be able to get by Brock quicker. Not even a surfing Pikachu, just a Pikachu with access to Quick Attack. I believe Pikachu can also learn Tail Whip. That would make a huge difference. And I can already tell you, spoilers, the next electric Pokemon I plan on running only starts with one move, but I have a feeling it will have a faster Brock split than old Raichu here. Anyway, we've seen that Onix has gone for Bide, so we're gonna end up losing this, which we do here. And we could still battle Rival 1A, which I completely forgot about. And yeah, Thundershock completely obliterates his Pidgey. And Bulbasaur? Yeah, Thundershock's nearly one-hitting it. That's more experience and more money for us. And we're gonna try Brock again, and the magic number was level 23, where we have a nice amount of health. And I come into this battle with no Growls. I decided, you know what, let's try something new. Let's not even lower Geodude's attack. And I feel like that was the play. After 3 struggles, thanks to a crit, we finally knock out Geodude. And next is Onix. And Struggle, yeah, that's doing some decent damage. We even get a crit. I'll take that. Onix goes for Bide here, so that crit's definitely not gonna help. And it barely hangs on, and look how much damage that did, but we have just enough HP to finally get by Brock. And in case you were wondering what the Brock split was, well, 5 hours, 25 minutes. That was horrendous. But now that we've finally gotten by Brock, we can go through Mount Moon, and we can get a new move for Raichu. Specifically, TM01 Mega Punch. And this is going to be great, because it's really going to help out against Rival 2, who we're going to take on next instead of Misty, because, well, I don't know why. Pidgeotto's the lead, and Thundershock is a one-shot. Abra comes out next, and with our new Mega Punch move, it takes out in one hit. Crit didn't matter. Rattata gets off Quick Attack, but Thundershock is able to one-hit KO it as well. And Bulbasaur, Mega Punch comes in handy here, it also one-shots it. And on the way to Bill's, there's 2 trainers specifically that I want to take on. One is this hiker with 3 Geodudes and a Machop. And I made sure I had enough Mega Punches to take out his Geodudes since, well, Thundershock can't do anything to them. And I want to battle this trainer and then the junior trainer that is across from him for one specific reason. The TM that he is blocking, which is the TM for Seismic Toss. And with Seismic Toss, we'll be able to have a at least useful way for now against rock and ground types, because Seismic Toss is a damage set move based off your level. Anyway, after we pick up Seismic Toss and we help Bill through his fiasco, we can go ahead and take on Misty, who is no challenge at all. Thundershock is going to one-shot Staryu, and Starmie comes out, and Thundershock doesn't quite knock it out, but it just goes for Tackle. I wonder how much Bubble Beam would have done, but easy battle. And now we can make our way to the SSN, where we're going to take on this trainer here and pick up everyone's favorite move, TM08 Body Slam. And another thing I want to say, it's a shame Raichu can't learn Dig. If it could, man. We could take on Rival 3 next, and we one-shot Pidgeotto with Thundershock. Raticate is next, and it also goes down to 1 Thundershock. Against Kadabra, I go ahead and use Mega Punch, and we knock it out. And Ivysaur's last, and Mega Punch also takes it out in one shot, because we're pretty over-leveled for this section. And let's finish up business in Vermilion by taking on Lieutenant Surge. And go ahead and say it with me 3 times. Body slam, body slam, body slam. Well, at least that's what I thought it would be. Body slam can take out both Pikachu and Voltorb in one hit. Raichu actually holds on from a body slam, and we actually miss our next body slam, which is a little unfortunate. But we hit the next one and take it out. And we can get our strongest move in the game, Thunderbolt. From there, we can make our way to Rock Tunnel and take on the self-destructing Hiker, and this is why I wanted Seismic Toss, because it's going to make all of his Pokemon 2-hit KOs. The first Geodude just goes for Rock Throw, and misses because, well, Rock Throw has very crappy accuracy in Gen 1, but Geodude number 2 decides to blow up on the first turn, and yeah, that does okay damage, but thankfully, Graveler's going to cooperate. We hit it with a Seismic Toss, it just goes for Defense Curl, and we knock it out. So Raichu, since its very lengthy Brock split of 5 hours and 25 minutes, has actually been doing pretty good. 6 hours 33 minutes in-game time exiting Rock Tunnel? That's only an hour and 8 minutes since the Brock split. But unfortunately, because of that long Brock split, it's going to prevent it from finishing as an S, A, or even B tier Pokemon. Heck, even as a C-tier Pokemon. But we've got some choices of where to go next, and I'm gonna opt for the Rocket Game Corner and take on Giovanni, because I want to get through Pokemon Tower as quick as possible. Onix is the lead, and we have Seismic Toss on our moveset now, which is a 2-shot on Onix, and yeah, this is gonna remain on our moveset for the foreseeable future, because we need a way to damage these rock and ground types. It's also going to be a 2-shot on the Rhyhorn, which is nice. Oh, excuse me, a 3-shot. It barely hangs on, which is very unfortunate. But against Kangaskhan, we can use our Stab Thunderbolt to take it down in 1 shot. So let's go ahead and wrap up business in Celadon by taking out Erica. Victreebel is the lead, and I don't imagine this battle will be too difficult since we do outlevel her Pokemon by 6 levels. Body Slam does about half, and Victreebel misses Sleep Powder. Our second Body Slam can't knock it out, and a third still can't knock it out, and it hits Sleep Powder. From here, it's Sleep and Rapton, which is very unfortunate. Thankfully, Rap isn't doing too much damage, but it's just very annoying that this combination exists. After a 4-turn Rap, I just go for Seismic Toss to get the 100% accurate knockout. Tangle is next. I go for Thunderbolt just to test the damage. It does over half and it misses Bind. We take it out thanks to a crit. Vileplume is last. And Body Slam, that's doing about half. It misses Sleep Powder. Thunderbolt can't quite knock it out, but it goes for Mega Drain. Thankfully, we can end this battle. So with business wrapped up in Celadon, let's go ahead and head back to Lavender Town where we can take on Rival 4. Pidgeotto's the lead, and we outlevel his team by quite a bit, which won't be said the same for Rival 5. Thunderbolt is able to one-shot both Pidgeotto and Gyarados. Against Growlithe, I go for Thunderbolt, and it's also a one-shot. Kadabra's next, and Thunderbolt, crit one-shot. Alright, I didn't expect that. Against Ivysaur, I didn't heal before this battle, so I really don't have much PP of anything, so 2 Seismic Toss knocks it out. And Seismic Toss is going to be the move that helps us get through Pokemon Tower. And once we complete it, we can head to Cycling Road and make our way south to Fuchsia City, where we can take on the Ninja Master himself, Koga. Coughing number 1 is the lead. And we're going to go ahead and go for Thunderbolt on it. And we crit in 1 shot. I think the crit probably mattered. Muck is next. Thunderbolt takes it under half. It uses Poison Gas, and another Thunderbolt knocks it out. Alright, this looks like it might be a pretty easy battle. Thunderbolt on Coughing number 2 also crit in 1 shots. I'm pretty sure the crit mattered. Weezing's last. Thunderbolt does half without the crit. It goes for Sludge, does big damage, but we hold on, we knock it out. 5 badges down. And now let's make our way through the Safari Zone, and then to Silphco, where we have a true test in Rival 5. Especially because his Pokemon levels are pretty close to ours, but the first 3 are pretty easy. Pidgeot, Gyarados, and Growlithe all go down to 1 Thunderbolt. But now the question is, will Alakazam go down in 1 shot to Body Slam? The answer? No. It retaliates with Psybeam, does about a quarter of our health, and we knock it out the next turn. Last is Venusaur. Body Slam does about a quarter of its health and it poisons me. I go for Thunderbolt to test the damage and it's not really doing much more. Vine Whip hits, doesn't do much, and it goes for Vine Whip again, which crits, and we have a nail biter of a battle that we barely pull out. Had it gone for Razor Leaf, we would have lost. But thankfully, the next battle against Giovanni is not a nail biter. Thunderbolt one-shots the Nidorino, and against Kangaskhan, Thunderbolt is also a one-shot, although the crit may have mattered. Against Rhyhorn, we're going to go for Seismic Toss, and it's looking like it's going to be a 3-hit KO. Thankfully it cooperates and doesn't attack me too much, so we can knock it out by taking very little damage. Last is Nidoqueen, and now we can switch to Body Slam. Looks like it's doing about a quarter, and then our second Body Slam gets a massive crit. So we can wrap this battle up sooner rather than later. And we'll wrap up business in Saffron by taking on Sabrina. Kadabra is the lead, and I should have just went for Body Slam. Instead I go for Thunderbolt. Does over half, which surprises me. It disables Seismic Toss, and Body Slam knocks it out the next turn. Mr. Mime is next, and Body Slam doesn't quite knock it out. That's surprising because Mr. Mime has terrible defense. It just goes for Barrier though, and we knock it out the next turn. Venomoth comes out. Thunderbolt crits and one-shots. That's good because I didn't want to see Stun Spore. Alakazam is last. Body Slam does over half, and we paralyze it. It just goes for Psywave, which, wow, that did a lot. And we knock out the next turn. 6 gym badges down. Raichu has been cruising since that Brock split. But now it's time we head south of Pallet to Cinnabar Island, going through the Pokemon Mansion and then taking on the Quizmaster Blaine. And like with many of the battles in this video, I didn't heal before this one. He leads with Growlithe, and Thunderbolt is going to be able to take it out in one hit. So, one down, Ponyta is next. Thunderbolt doesn't quite one-shot it, but Retroactive Soup Potion, our next Thunderbolt, is able to take it out. Alright, Rapidash time. Thunderbolt probably won't and doesn't knock it out, and it hits Fire Spin. Great. And this is a 5-turn Fire Spin. Granted, each hit doesn't do much, but they add up, and Blaine heals mid-Fire Spin. Our next Thunderbolt doesn't knock it out, and it goes for Growl. That's fine, we're not going to be using any attacking moves anyway. We knock it out. Arcanine is last. Thunderbolt does over half thanks to a crit. Blaine uses a Retroactive Super Potion, and we knock it out. So now we have a boost to our special, which is really needed, especially for the league. And let's wrap up the gym battles by taking on Giovanni. I battled some extra trainers in his gym, and, you know, I didn't heal before the battle, so I come with 76 HP, letting that theme continue. Anyway, Seismic Toss is a 3-hit KO on Rhyhorn, but Dugtrio actually knocks me out with Dig. So let's try this again. Let's heal up beforehand. Once again, Rhyhorn is going to be a 3-hit KO with Seismic Toss. I accidentally misclicked Body Slam for my first move, so that kind of sucks. And yeah, it's still a 3-hit KO. The Body Slam didn't make a difference. That's unfortunate. Alright, we need to knock out Dugtrio in one hit. We don't, but we paralyze it, so perfect. No chance of getting knocked out by Dig this time around. Nidoqueen is next. Body Slam does over half thanks to the crit. And it just goes for Tail Whip, so we knock out the next turn. Nidoking is next. I'm going to go for Body Slam. We paralyze it, which is nice. Horn Attack does some decent damage. Another Body Slam, Guard Spec, and then we knock it out. Rhydon is last, and this is where Seismic Toss comes into play. Looks like about a 4-5 hit KO, and it's only going to spam Fissure because its AI says super effective. So 8 gym badges down. And saving before Rival 6, 8 hours and 10 minutes, taking away that 5 hours 25 minutes Brock split, we're at 2 hours and 45 minutes to get up to this point in the run. If only Raichu started with a move that could damage Brock's Pokemon in the beginning. But we've got the 6 toughest trainers ahead of us, so let's get to it. Rival 6 leads with Pidgeot. It goes for Quick Attack that doesn't do too much. Thunderbolt is able to one-shot it. And we level up to level 50 afterwards. Rhyhorn is next, and this is where Seismic Toss once again comes into play. It goes for Fury Attack, which is a 4-hit Fury Attack. That's a little annoying. And then it misses Horn Drill, and our third Seismic Toss is able to knock out. Gyarados is next, and Thunderbolt one-shots it, along with Growlithe. And Alakazam is after that. How much will Body Slam do? Does over half. Side Beam takes us down to 57 HP and we knock it out. Alright, can we get some luck against Venusaur? Body Slam doesn't do a quarter, it paralyzes us. We get a massive crit. Venusaur goes for Body Whip. We have 30 HP left and we hold on barely. Once again, had it gone for Razor Leaf, we would have lost. And now we can battle the league and get our easiest matchup out of the way. Dugong is the lead. Thunderbolt isn't enough to take it out, but Retroactive Super Potion and we take it out the next turn. Cloyster's next. Thunderbolt one-shots it, didn't matter. Slowbro also can't withstand a Thunderbolt. Against Jinx, I'm going to go ahead and switch to Body Slam because it has base 35 defense. It hangs on and we paralyze it. Double Slap gets a 4-turn hit, and thankfully we take it out next turn. Lapras is last. Thunderbolt does over half. It confuses me, that's bad, but we get through and Thunderbolt takes it out. So, pretty nice having a run where Lorelei is not a wall, unlike with Blastoise. And you might think Bruno would be a wall for Raichu, but we have Seismic Toss for the Onix. And I'm gonna go ahead and put Mimic on our moveset in place of Thunder Wave, which I don't think I've used since Struggle Training in Viridian Forest. And for good reasons. Onix number 1 comes out, and we have Seismic Toss for it. Seismic Toss is going to be a 2-hit KO, it just goes for Rage. We knock it out, and Onix also has a terrible HP stat. Against the Hitmonchan, I want to mimic Ice Punch, that way the second Onix is no problem. Thunderbolt goes ahead and makes quick work of Hitmonchan. Hitmonlee, Thunderbolt will also one-shot it, crit didn't matter. And Onix number 2 comes out, and we have the lovely Ice Punch to one-shot it. Great. Machamp is last. It's going to hold on from a Thunderbolt, but it just spams Fissure because it's a super effective move, which can't hit us because we're faster than our opponent. And next is Agatha, which we have both Thunderbolt and Seismic Toss for her ghosts. We also have a decent special stat and a decent speed stat, so hopefully we crit often so that her ghosts don't withstand too much from Thunderbolt. Usually she's a problem, but I don't really think she'll be today. Anyways, to the battle. Gengar number 1 comes out. I go for Thunderbolt, and it gets a massive crit. It goes for Nightshade, taking me down to 106 HP, and we knock it out with Seismic Toss. Golbat comes out, and Thunderbolt, yeah, get out of here, Golbat. Haunter is next. Thunderbolt does over half, and it misses Hypnosis, thank God. We knock it out the next turn. Arbok is next. Thunderbolt can't quite knock it out, but Retroactive Super Potion didn't want to see Glare. 1 Pokemon left. Gengar number 2. Thunderbolt does a quarter. It confuses me. I get through with Thunderbolt, Super Potion, Thunderbolt, Super Potion, Thunderbolt, and Toxic. So we win! Awesome. I thought this battle could have been a lot worse and a lot more trolly than it actually was, but thankfully, Agatha cooperated for the most part. And last is Lance, who, well, Gyarados, who's normally a problem, won't be this time. And I still have 6 rare candies left over after this battle for the champion. Gyarados is the lead, of course, and it's not going to stand up to a 4-time super effective Thunderbolt. However, the Dragonairs, I think, might be a slight problem. Body Slam does almost half, and it misses Slam. I paralyze it, and then Lance uses a Hyper Potion. Body Slam does about half, it misses Hyper Beam thankfully, and we crit the next Body Slam to take it out. Dragonair number 2 takes a Body Slam, massive crit, it hits me with Hyper Beam doing a third, and we take it out the next turn. Aerodactyl, it's gonna go down in 1 Thunderbolt, and all that's left is Dragonite. I'm gonna go for Thunderbolt just to test damage. Big critical hit, we'll take that. And Dragonite doesn't attack me, so our next Thunderbolt, which also crits, takes it out. So yeah, Lance, extremely easy. Probably easier than Lorelei. And now all we have left is the champion. So it's time to pop our 6 remaining rare candies, heal up, and let's see if Raichu can beat the league on its first attempt. And I thought before the battle about possibly mimicking Agility from Pidgeot for badge boost purposes, but decided against it. Don't think we'll need it. Here's the final battle. Alright, out comes Pidgeot. We're gonna go for Thunderbolt, and yeah, this bird isn't gonna be able to stand up to that. 1 down. Alakazam is next. I'm gonna go for Body Slam, and it barely hangs on. It goes for Psychic. Didn't want to see that. It does over a third and gets the special drop. We knock it out next turn. Probably should have mimicked Psychic from it, because Psychic would have came in handy for Rhydon here. Because we don't have Psychic, we have to go for Seismic Toss. Thankfully, it misses Horn Drill, and then it goes for Fury Attack. It's only a 2-turn Fury Attack, but I'd rather not take damage. Barely hangs on, Tail Whip, okay, and our last Seismic Toss knocks it out. If only we had a little bit of extra levels, or just Mimic Psychic. Gyarados is next. Even though we had that special drop, it's 4 times weak to Thunderbolt. We knock it out. Arcanine is next. Thunderbolt, and how much will this do? About half, and Takedown does massive damage from all those Tail Whips and Leers. Thankfully, we can knock it out next turn. Venusaur's last. We have 29 HP left. We need some luck here. Body Slam, we don't paralyze, and Mega Drain takes us out. So there's an easy fix to this. Mimic Psychic from Alakazam, and we make it back to the champion on our next attempt, and we're gonna do just that. Once again, Pidgeot is the lead. Thunderbolt, yeah, we know that it's going to one-shot it. 1 down. Alright, out comes Alakazam. We're gonna go ahead and Mimic Psychic, and we just don't want to get hit with Psychic back. It goes for a turn 1 recover, that's cool. Body Slam doesn't knock it out, it goes for Reflect though. That's fine. Let's finish it with Seismic Toss. Alright, so Rhydon should go a lot quicker now. Let's go ahead and use Psychic on it. And how much will it do? About half. We get the special drop. We'll take a Leer, that badge boosts us, and another Psychic knocks it out. Alright, back to Gyarados. Thunderbolt, we know, 1-shot, 4 times super effective, no special drop this time. Get out of here, Gyarados. Alright, Arcanine, let's see how much Thunderbolt does with our stats not dropped. Crit almost takes it out. It just hits me with a weak Ember. We knock it out next turn. Alright, Venusaur is last. We level up before it. Alright, how much will Psychic do? Moment of Truth, over half, and it goes for Solar Beam. And we hit, and we win. Raichu, even though you had a very long Brock split, it had a great finish for the rest of the game. But unfortunately, that Brock split is what's going to hold it back from being an S, A, B, and even C tier Pokemon, which is really unfortunate because if you just give it something like Tail Whip and Quick Attack like Pikachu can learn, it would be so much better. Anyway, its final in-game time is 8 hours 50 minutes, finishing at level 66, and unfortunately for Raichu, it's going to earn itself a spot in the bottom tier. Yes, below Sneasel. It's unfortunate, but I really can't do it any better. Maybe I'll do another run with it someday where I give it, Surf, and it's an evolved Surfing Pikachu. Anyway, I want to say thank you for the continued support on the channel. I do see your comments about runs you want to see. Razador, I see you. Electabuzz and Jinx are in the works, as are the Evolutions. Tyler Hartman, I need to get to that Tentacruel and Starmie run. And as far as Gen 4 runs, there are some cool Sandqui runs that I'd love to do with some of the Pokemon you suggested and then some. And Scott, can't wait to see your Raichu run. I bet it's going to be a lot better than mine, and can't wait to see the optimizations you put in it as well. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.